Out there. Ooh, he's going down for it. Very bit. Give it a second. There we go. Gave it that little extra half second. And we have the right color. Oh, you're still just right on the edge. Well, there we go. Nice eater size walleye. I'll measure that here quick. Right at that 17-inch mark. We are back out and it feels so good to be chasing some walleyes again. This is kind of a new area to me. I've never fished this around this time of year, and we've been doing some just nosing around, trying to find something different, something that other people aren't doing right now. Kind of the plan that we've been piecing together is some of these muddy, shallow bays, and we're in anywhere from like 2-3 feet of water down to about 6 feet of water, and they're kind of just these flats, and we've been roaming around them. So I'm going to show you a little bit more of what we're doing, but I'm going to get fishing, see if we can't catch a few more. Ooh, there's a couple. Ooh, there's a few cast right up over here. Oh my gosh. I wonder if this isn't a pike. Just got thumped. No, it's a good eater walleye. Sweet. Shallow. Jeez. Right in the roof of the mouth like you want it. Well, there we go. Pretty much the next cast out here in 6 feet. I'm gonna throw this in the live well quick. Like I said earlier, we were fishing a different shallow bay, and everything we were catching was like 20 to 23 inches, which is a ton of fun. Today we were gonna plan on keeping a few for a meal, but just a super fun bite in this shallow water. They're kind of roaming these muddy bays, you know, or anywhere from, like I said, 3 to 6. And we're just kind of working around with the live scope with the side imaging, kind of picking off these fish. We'll talk through setup, show a few more overlays of kind of exactly what we're looking for here in just a second. There it is. Another good eater. Might be a little big. I'll show that guy off. You bet. Oop, this guy might bite. Yep. Oh, he picked it up and then spit it. There, he's back. Finish eating it. There we go. That guy went for it right away as soon as he saw it. Not big. Nice little eater. Let's see, right on that short shank Northland tungsten jig. I love that one for my live bait. Nice little eater. I think we should be pretty close to a meal for us. Again, we're just kind of working in these shallow bays like this. A lot of weeds. You can see some scattered old weeds. You can see a few weed patches that are maybe starting to grow up a little bit. So we're just kind of roaming around. Again, these fish are kind of scooting. Definitely having to give them just a second. It's nice to feel that bite. Give it a second, and then let her rip. Right underneath pretty much. There you bit. Came right up the boat side pretty much. That's awesome. He was like 3 feet underneath. Sorry. No, you're good. A little bit better. Long and lean for sure. Little post-spawn walleye bit pretty much right underneath the boat in like 5 feet of water. This shallow bite is so cool. Something that I just don't do very often. And most springs I've been coaching baseball, so truthfully I don't get to do a ton of fishing in the springtime. So being able to do something like this is just a blast. So what I got going on for presentation today, this is the Elliott Identity Series 6'10" medium light, extra fast rod. So sensitive. Like I said, these fish have been super finicky. Earlier they were not, but now midday, sunny skies, you know, it's definitely gotten a little bit more of a finicky bite. So being able to feel that bite has been so crucial, so that we can give it just a little bit, let them have it for an extra second or two to be able to let them kind of finish. Even that one bit pretty much 2 feet underneath the surface, but still didn't choke it, had to give it a second. I have that on the new Piscifun Illumix 2000. This is a super sweet reel. It is incredibly smooth, very good drag. It's an all aluminum body. And so something I have just started using, playing around with a little bit, and honestly, it might become one of my new favorite reels, that is for sure. And so what I got, I'm running a, like I said, short shank tungsten. This is in black. I like that short shank for the live bait, the minnows right now. We're running either river shiners or some rainbows. basically running that, letting it hook right behind the head, letting it swim around down there, really needing, sometimes even just sitting on bottom. You're kind of working, sometimes give it a little pop, otherwise letting it sit on bottom. They've been needing to follow it down. You see a lot of these fish are sometimes suspended, especially earlier. When you see these fish and you kind of see it go down for it, sometimes you just need to let it sit on bottom, just give it a little twitch here and there, and that's when they pick it up. Don't want to really let it hit bottom. That's kind of where they've been eating it sometimes. He's right underneath. He bit. Yep. Decent fish. You can see that was like a hook set and it was right there. I don't even know where that net is. It was like right there on the hook set. There. Ooh, it's a little dark here, but should still be able to see it all right. This one, chased. Finally, right underneath the boat. We got hooked in each other's line. And so I sat it on bottom, and sure enough, once we got it unhooked, it was grabbing it right in the mouth. Sometimes you don't always deserve, and that was one of them. Just like you'd expect. Yeah, it is. Walter. That was probably out of what, 2 feet of water?
If that even.
That's awesome. Come back here. Oh, we went back, just real quick, fished one of the spots that we had seen a few more fish, and again, cast it up shallow. That fish was in like 2 feet of water, up on kind of a weed to rock transition-y almost off the point of this thing. And yeah, just again, within this bay, there's some rocks, there's a little bit of some of these points, some different islands, that kind of stuff. So you can just use that like your structure. You don't even need necessarily live scope or side imaging, although it definitely can help pinpoint casts. But like just there, being able to cast up at that point, kind of right where you'd expect those fish to be, and first cast right up there, get bit. Ooh, that looked like something. 45 feet. I need to back us up here a sec. You bet. That was the one. And it's a walleye. Walleye on the Ned rig. That was that high fish thing, I think, too. Look at that. Little Ned rig with that eye candy plastic on it. Always fun catching these shallow fish. We moved back out a little closer to some of this deeper water. We fished those bays. Again, super fun catching those fish in like 2 to 6 feet of water, something I just don't get to do a ton. So really excited for that one. Now we're moving out. We're on our way to another bay, just kind of working some shorelines, and saw that one kind of suspended, and Peter dropped down. It's amazing. You notice how high a lot of these fish are and how willing they are to go down on some of these baits, whether it's a Ned rig or even a jigging minnow. They'll follow it all the way down and pick it up right off bottom. Oh. It's meeting it on the way down. There it bit. Oh, that one too went so far down here. I'm gonna spot lock so you can go for that other one. That one went so far down for it. So happy to be back out catching some walleyes. Here I was talking how we're out a little bit deeper, but it's like 5 to 7 feet, so it's not like we're actually that deep. Yeah, such a fun way to target and catch some of these fish. And just one of the things with live scope is, you know, you just learn so much. Peter and I were just talking about that, how, again, like I said, how high these fish are, what these fish are doing, how they're willing to go after baits. And a lot of this stuff is just very intuitive. You're seeing some of these points, you're seeing some of this sand, you're seeing some of these rocks, and you're seeing some of that weeds mixed in. So you're seeing a few of those and being able to cast right to them, you know, especially when it's shallow like this. All you need is to obviously use your eyes and just see these things hanging around on these islands, on these points, on this whatever it is, and being able to cast at them. And you're able to just really pinpoint some of these high percentage areas, even without live scope. Obviously with live scope, you're just able to be a little more efficient. And then for me, I really enjoy watching videos with live scope, so that's what I always try to get some of that footage in there for you as well. Oh yeah, I think he's, oh, he had it. Come back. Dang it, TJ.
No, he's not.
Oh, got him right on the bottom. Get out of the trolling motor. Right on the bottom. Another thing I want to mention as well, is this is especially for the bays, and I know I talked about this in my walleye locations video, but being able to find some of the warmer water. You know, a lot of times early in the year, they're looking for that warmer water, and that was definitely out on the main lake. We were seeing like 44 to 46 degrees, and up in those bays, what was the warmest we saw, Peter? Like up to like 55, so a pretty significant difference, and that's obviously where those fish were, like you saw. So being able to pay attention to some of that warmer water, and one of the really cool things is one kind of way, if you don't want to take a ton of time to drive around, you can kind of do some scouting through the Omnia Premium Pro app. I know I've talked about that in some past videos. And one of the things that you can do is you can go on there and you can add a layer where you're talking water temperature. And one of the things that I found, it doesn't seem to be necessarily exactly accurate. Like I wouldn't be able to see in that bay that it's exactly 55 degrees. But the big thing that you can key in on is you can key in on areas that are going to be warmer. It does seem to be pretty accurate as far as that goes. It might not be 100% up to date as of today, but it definitely shows you what parts of the lake are warmer, and that way you can key in on some of those warm water areas when you're targeting, looking for some of these early spring walleyes. So Omnia Premium Pro, I've mentioned that before, especially in some of my walleye locations video, got a lot of different layers that you can take a look at. But that is just one that I kind of like to key in on early in the year when water temperature makes such a difference. Yeah, this one's still following me too. This is where I almost want to try a jerkbait, you know?
I know, that's another thing too.
Yep. I was just about to reel in actually. Might be a little big. Oh, just sitting that guy on bottom. There we go, another one. Just sitting it right on bottom. I switched it up to a little bit, oops, probably got the lens wet there, sorry. Switched it up to a little bit lighter jig, switched up to that 16th ounce, just to see if I could get that float a little bit more, especially with these suspended fish. But that one again wanted it straight on bottom, so I might switch up to a Ned rig here too at some point. We'll see. I don't know what would be a good thing to do, plastics. Ooh, that looks like a little better fish. Yeah, I'm messing with things. Here, if you want to bring it over here. There we go. I just got done releasing that one. There we go. Another skinny spawned out fish. Well, there you have it. Super shallow walleyes in some of these warmer water bays. Ton of fun, just a super fun bite. Anytime I can catch walleyes shallow, I just can't get enough of it. And it's something I don't do enough. Hoping to do more, especially now that I'm done guiding. We're gonna call it for a video, but we're gonna keep fishing. As always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.